If Carlos signs a 1-year deal at Williams, I'll do the next podcast from behind this wall so you can't hear me talk. Okay?
Come on, man. This was Carlos' fault, not mine. Let me in.
Welcome to the Formation Yap. I am Jordan Lennox, JD, Cameron Cook, Justin Crawford. Fellas, it's race week.
Hey,
We're back on normal schedule.
Yes, my regular weekly scheduled programming is on Jordan's shirt.
Thanks, Jordan.
With that being said, let's get into Zandvoort. Let's just talk about the track and what everything entails for this weekend. So this weekend is going to be
Dutch Grand Prix.
It is, and unfortunately, at least for the foreseeable future, it's going to be the last Dutch Grand Prix. But this weekend we have 72 laps of racing in the Grand Prix. But like we said earlier, we also do have a sprint, so that means that we will have a shorter practice session, which is really going to throw things into the mix for us. But I'll get to that in a second. Ultimately, Zandvoort is a 2.6 mile track. Again, 72 miles. And for all the NASCAR guys who like to go fast and turn left, you're going to hate this race because we're doing a lot of right-hand turns. There's going to be 10 right-hand turns. But we also have some pretty big banking. Zandvoort is the biggest bank in the entire F1 circuit. Turns 3 and turns 14 are 18 degrees and 19 degrees respectively. So you'll see a lot of banking here. You will see heavy banking in 2 of the turns.
And last year, for those that don't know, Kimi slammed Charles Leclerc in one of those big turns, knocked him out of the race.
So
big turn.
There is going to be a lot of speed.
An incident.
There's going to be a lot of speed here. There's going to be a lot of turning. There's going to be a lot of downforce needed for this track. The track is not necessarily known for a lot of overtake opportunities, but the weather, as far as the weather goes, Friday and Saturday, we're going to see some rain, but we're going to have a dry Grand Prix. So that kind of mixes things up because we don't have a very long practice session. It'll be raining in the practice session, most likely. Saturday, whenever we have qualification, it'll likely be raining there. So you'll see potentially a wet qualification with a dry Grand Prix, which could really mix things up as far as strategy goes for our teams.
Especially with the replacement drivers that we're going to have in this race.
Right, and that's what I kind of wanted to touch on. Yuki Tsunoda has not drove a new generation car. Mm-hmm. Last time he was in a Red Bull seat last year was the 2025 cars. So he's never drove a car, and for those of you that haven't kept up yet, Isack Hadjar broke his wrist.
Isack Hadjar.
The Red Bull second seat broke his wrist, and he's not racing this weekend. So a lot of people have said, why didn't Yuki just jump in that car? Because he drove Red Bull last year. But again, he hasn't drove a 2026 car yet. So I'm going to
stop you there, though, because he's been doing donuts in F1 cars.
That's right.
all around the world. So he has been in them, driving them.
He's been driving his car from last year. He hasn't been driving the new ones.
Yeah, the RB21, not the 22.
Yes. Right. So that being said, I agree with Red Bull's decision to promote Liam to this car, see what he's got, put Yuki in the V-carb seat because it's the second Red Bull team. And their points, if Liam can have a best result of a top 5 finish, the points difference between 8th and 9th, or if you score a point in 10th compared to not scoring a point, whereas Red Bull, if Liam, best case scenario, catches himself on a podium, that's 15 points.
Right. And like you said, you're putting a guy in a seat on a team that has done relatively well this season, Racing Bulls. So I hope Liam does his thing and he has big things, but what is Yuki going to do in a car where they're expecting what Liam does?
Exactly what he did last year. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
So that being said, with Liam replacing, Isack. Last year they were teammates, and they got Isack got the promotion over Liam. So this is Liam's chance to say, "What about me?"
That's right.
And we were talking in previous episodes about, will Liam get another shot at Red Bull? This is his shot.
This is his shot.
This is his shot.
If you go to one of our reels where we do talk about V-Carb team, a lot of the commenters have been saying that they feel that Red Bull has just been doing Liam dirty. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity to give the fans something they'd like to see instead of doing him dirty again.
Right, or shut down the critics.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the future of Red Bull if there's a big move in the future?
Let's hold our horses on that just a tad bit.
That means remain stable.
I do think it's an incredible opportunity for Liam Lawson. I mean, we've seen Liam's got a huge following. I didn't have a clue at how big Liam's following is. I mean, he is the only driver from New Zealand. He's got a huge following. We've seen in our comments how big his following is. How many people have said repeatedly that they just feel like Red Bull just gave him the back seat. So this is his opportunity. We'll see if, it remains to be seen what happens in qualifying, because if we get a ton of rain, that could just derail the whole situation.
He's going into a bad environment for his tryout.
That's right.
Same for Yuki too. It's not going to play out good for him.
And we've said that. So last year and the previous year, they didn't give him a big opportunity. He only got a few races.
But he did, and that, like Jordan said, his tryout. This isn't his tryout.
Well,
he got his tryout, and he's also a few years ago. Daniel Ricciardo ironically broke his wrist. Liam replaced him at the Dutch Grand Prix, and here we are. It's deja vu all over again.
That's right.
So maybe again, Liam's not inexperienced. He's raced here before, so he does have a little bit of an upper hand, and he's familiar with these cars. Again, back to why I think that it was the right decision to put him in the Red Bull over Yuki Tsunoda.
Absolutely.
And maybe there's so many opportunities for Liam and Yuki this weekend. If Yuki finishes in the top 10. You can kiss IndyCar goodbye. Maybe Haas says, that is the guy we want.
Sure.
Maybe he makes the F1 return. Liam, if he manages to get on podium, maybe Red Bull scratches their head and says, maybe Isack wasn't the right choice. Because like I said in the last episode, he's the midfield split is his best friend. If Liam can show that he has pace in this car, maybe they start putting Isack on the hot seat. But it's just an opportunity for both. Or both could prove that they don't belong in F1.
Sure.
But Isack has stuck his chest out this year, and he's shown his face towards the top.
The last 6 or 7 races.
I think so, yes. He hasn't.
Y'all know my opinion on this.
Yeah, we
Don't
do.
ask Justin.
So we'll have to talk about the midfield gap all over again.
We need to get off the middle. But yeah, so if this is not a tryout for Liam. However, this is another opportunity for him to prove to Red Bull that he can step in and get results.
Right.
So
show your cards.
Show your cards, exactly. So if he manages a top 4 finish, or better yet, a podium finish, he's got that card in his back pocket to say, hey, if Max steps away, that's my job. I'm fighting for that job.
Yeah.
So it's a big opportunity.
And that's just strictly within the Red Bull family. I think Liam Lawson has a great opportunity here to debut, to showcase himself.
Trying out for other teams.
To everybody.
That's right.
To everyone. This is a top 8 seat in F1. There are 8 drivers in this season, 7 drivers if you don't count your favorite driver. But realistically, you have 4 to 5 seats that have a potential chance to win a Grand Prix. And now, I wouldn't say that Liam, even at his best day in that Red Bull car, is at a chance to win this race. But I'm saying that he has a chance that he should finish in the top 8 with the midfield gap. And if he can finish 5th or 4th, to me, that is, for a car that he hasn't driven this year, a team that he's never worked with, theoretically, the guys on track, that is, to jump in that seat and finish in the 5th position would be a feat. And if he pulls that off, then yes, you're going to have looks from every midfield team.
Well, even more so, because this is a last-minute injury, okay? And so to get there, you don't have a very large time for practice, right? Then you jump into sprint qualification.
Exactly. This is a sprint weekend, one practice. You're right.
So you don't have much time to make any adjustments. Again, like I said earlier, anything that you do is going to be in the rain. And then I said doo-doo, bro. So it's going to be in the rain. And then you're going to go to a dry Grand Prix. So if he can come out and do that, I think it speaks on his talent astronomically, yeah.
And on that note, let's get to our picks.
Pick P1.
Pole, my boy.
Grand Prix pole sitter. Dun, 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 dun. Max Verstappen.
Surprise.
No surprise. Yeah, last home race, I think, for his career.
The Orange Army.
He's Orange Army's there. He's gotta show out. I'm going Max.
Okay.
And he's just the best and my favorite.
Well, I'll take the best of my favorite. That's a good idea. I'm gonna take the best and my favorite and say
Lando
Kimi
Norris.
Antonelli.
Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, surprise,
up.
dude.
I thought it was gonna be Lando.
Y'all both went full homer.
Yes.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, I have ground
This
to make
isn't
up.
wild
All right.
card round.
Kimi Antonelli with pole.
Give me the kid.
He's back. The summer break's over. He's looked in form all year. He's unstoppable. The only thing that can stop him is the Mercedes power units. And if it's not reliability, Kimi's there. He's in first. Qualifying all year, he has just been an absolute rocket. And I think you see him start the grid.
I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot for saying this. I'd hate saying this, but that Gen 2 engine that McLaren is driving, that Mercedes Gen 2 engine is gonna give Lando the pole position for a second year in a row.
I don't like your pick.
Yeah, look, and I don't necessarily like my pick either. but I don't see it too far fetched. I'm going to go with Lewis Hamilton sitting on pole. I think Ferrari has made strides with their upgrades throughout the year, and obviously I would imagine they did their homework over the summer break, and we'll see Hamilton on the pole.
I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot tomorrow. But Lando Norris with the Gen 2 Mercedes engine, McLaren showing out again. Lando Norris gets the pole position.
Yeah, let's do P3 and work our way up.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
that'll
fine.
work.
Starting with you, Justin.
P3. Look, I've actually got Kimi on P3.
Okay.
That was my first pick for it. Just because of some other things that I feel are going to go into play this weekend. Kimi's obviously setting the world on fire this year. I don't think he's going to be able to pull out anything higher than P3.
Wow.
And he doesn't necessarily have to. He just has to be consistent. I mean, if he's finishing on the podium, even near the podium for the rest of the year, he's going to finish
He's got it
first.
back.
Right, and that's when you said that, I didn't really agree with it because I think Kimi wins. But what I'm saying also is he's taking as a duo, or his new motor in Monza is the plan.
That's right.
So what is the mileage, so to speak, on that motor now? Do they detune that car, play it a little safe to make sure they make it to Monza? Because, I mean, the Mercedes reliability, we've preached about it. If it blows the car up, he's going to have to take it next week. Mm-hmm. So are they, in, like you're saying, playing it safe, playing it from the championship perspective, make sure that motor lasts until Italy?
Well, and the thing, too, is you know that there's not anybody that could come over the radio to include God himself and tell Kimi Antonelli to let off the accelerator, right? not drive that car as hard as he can.
Right. So if they do have to do it, it's going to be in the pits.
For sure.
Right. So who you got in P3, Cam?
P3, I have George Russell. George Russell getting out back on the
Solid
podium.
pick.
Yep.
Uncle George going to make his way back. Okay.
He's been grinding this summer.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, he's had to find something to do.
I think
because
so.
Our boy got engaged.
He got engaged. Congrats.
Yeah, good for him.
Congrats.
Well, again, had to find something to do because Toto, Max, and Kimi were out playing in the ocean.
Hey,
That's true, but that's mean.
know somebody loved him.
we will give him credit and say that week that was planned on the same weekend. He wanted to spend the weekend with
Sure.
his fiance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. If
He
you
put
want
his priorities in order.
That's right.
I mean,
family first.
Sure, man. If that's how you want to gaslight yourself into saying that George wasn't invited on the family boat trip,
Fine, I'll go get engaged instead.
right. Like, just, somebody loves me. Please tell me it's you. No. And P3, I'm gonna roll with Lando Norris.
Okay.
I think Lando is a solid pick. I have a top two in mind. but I think that McLarens are there. They're back. They're good. They're here. But I think that P1, P2 are a little different, but Lando Norris takes P3.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lewis. He may sit on pole, but he's going to drop to P3. He's not winning, and he's not coming in second. I'm going to say P3 to Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Cam, you want to take P2?
Yeah, let's go. P2, I have the Lando Norris, former champion, finishing P2. I have him on pole, falling back. I'm going to withhold my P1 finisher, but I have him falling back to 2.
Okay. I'll roll with Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has never finished lower than P2 at the Dutch Grand Prix. And this
Wild.
is
What a stat.
Wild stat,
What a
by
stat.
the way.
the last one we're going to
GOAT.
see in a while. And I think that he's going to do everything he can to take this to take this win. I just don't think it's going to be enough. But I think that you see Max in P2, which is, where he belongs.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to say George. I think he's been grinding this summer with all the rumor mills and the pictures and all this. Jealousy has set in, and he has hatred of losing. He's going to be on the podium at P2.
I'm probably going to get
Thanks.
tired of saying this guy's name before the end of this episode, but I actually do have Lewis Hamilton on P2, and that was my original pick.
All right.
So, Grand Prix
P1.
champion. I strategically placed this so I could
Of
pull
course
this
you
first.
did.
I knew
It's
you
gonna
did
be my boy, Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli is back. Kimi Antonelli, summer break's over. We're back in true form. Grand Prix champion. Nobody can touch him. Kimi Antonelli takes the dub.
Okay.
Well, you're wrong. Max takes the dub. It's the last home race. They're going to make a documentary about this guy, and this is going to be in that documentary. Last home race, he's going to win this race.
Okay.
They're going to make a Netflix special on Max Verstappen,
And-
the last Dutch Grand Prix.
Yes, it's going to be part of his story. He wins his last home race.
Love that.
So look, let's talk about that, because the last time in 2023 was the last time that Zandvoort saw rain. Again, now it was raining during the Grand Prix race, but the last time, and we spoke about this in one of our last episodes.
I know what you're getting at. Your pick, dark horse, Fernando Alonso.
No, absolutely not. But I was going to say, the last time it rained at the
This
Dutch
guy.
Grand Prix, Max did win it. But we also saw Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly on the podium. Those are not going to be my picks.
Oh, man.
But not for a podium. Look, honestly, I think you guys have really ruined my P1 picks. Who did you?
This snake draft.
Then
really
go
screwed
solo,
us.
bud.
We said
Kimi, Max.
Lewis Hamilton.
I'll tell you who no, I refuse to say the man's name
finishes
again
first
because he
and
can't be first and second. No, look, I'm gonna go with one of the orange cars. I'm gonna say, as much as I hate to say this,
Well. How the turntables.
Who is it? Who is it? Justin?
I'm gonna say Lando comes back this year.
Lando Norris.
What a
huh?
pick, dude.
I don't like the pick.
He appreciates it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he does. I don't like the pick. I originally had Max, but
As we
but
all
I'm gonna
did, right?
I'm gonna go with Lando. Also, where I feel confident in that is that with this track being such a downforce player, McLaren is introducing an aero upgrade this weekend to upgrade their downforce. So that's going to play a big part in that for them, and that's why I think that it's not
Well,
so
I mean,
far
it's a solid pick, dude. I mean, in 2024, Lando dominated the race. In
Lando
2025,
wins.
he was going to pass Oscar before his motor failed. I mean, Lando Norris in Zandvoort is a solid pick.
If Lando
so-
wins, no one's surprised.
right, exactly.
fast. He's a driver.
McLaren is back. Lando Norris is that guy. So, Cam, what do you have in P1?
Well, to no one's surprise, I'm wearing my Red Bull shirt. I had Max at P1. I wanted to get into that, but Jordan stole my thunder. No surprise.
There's still
surprise.
another Red Bull you could pick from.
Yeah, dude.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do it,
We'll talk about that later. No, I wanted to pick Max.
How about this? We can share Max. We get half a point.
That is a very nice gesture, my dude. But no, I've got to stick to the game. This is a point contest. We'll let you have your point because it is going to happen. We're both cheering for Max.
Okay, fine. See if I ever offer you anything else again.
It's such a kind gesture. But no, I'm going to say dark horse, Oscar Piastri gets the back-to-back Dutch Grand Prix.
Solid pick.
I mean,
Same as with Lando. I don't think anybody would be surprised.
I mean,
No,
I'll say the driver.
And are we jumping the gun, guys? Like,
About?
I'm saying McLaren being back. Like I think they are.
If they'll give Oscar
But
an engine.
both of us, or this whole entire panel here, just said that if Lando or Oscar wins, okay, no surprise. Like Lando, let's pump the brakes a little bit here. Lando won last week in a dominant fashion. Oscar's done well this year when he finishes races, but I mean, wow, I'm very surprised. Last week, y'all were riding me so hard about being a McLaren fanboy, and now we're all just in agreement that, yeah,
We
it
were
could
just
be
trying to make you feel
it could be
home in
Lando or Oscar. and
Don't
it's
deflect
just,
your love of McLaren onto us. We're just stating facts. They're both good drivers. They both have fast cars. If they win, they win.
Well, and I think part of that, just for clarification, part of that is the fact that we are snaking this draft here, and at a certain point, we run out of picks. But to your point, I think they're back.
I think they're back. If Carlos stays out the way.
But this is the greatest part of F1. Like, this is awesome conversation because, let's be honest, 4 weeks ago, the last time we were talking about McLaren was in Miami. Like, let's be real.
Is that when Lando won the sprint?
When we had a
Oscar.
double
You're right.
podium in Miami.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oscar won the sprint in China.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. But this makes for great conversation that we can even have this discussion. Congrats to McLaren for being back.
Right.
I don't like it,
That
but
makes
it's cool.
that makes racing. You have it's a more of a balanced top field.
I was literally explaining this to somebody today. The coolest part of F1 is development.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we are.
And speaking of, if y'all think McLaren is cool, wait until y'all hear about Aston Martin.
Bro.
They're coming.
Hey,
I'm getting-
you,
I don't-
hey, I don't know if you're joking or not, but I agree.
But before we get there, I just want to hit on this. I know that, like, as far as whenever we did our summer break episode talking about the teams, and I talked about McLaren being a disappointment. Again, understand specifically I was talking about coming from a championship team, because when they have made upgrades this year, they've made them count, right? Especially when you look at the Macarena wing, right? They were a little bit behind on development and introduction, but when they finally did come out with it, it's going to be something that everybody emulates by the end of the season.
Right, and respect to that. Like,
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
sacrificed some performance at some tracks where Red Bull rushed it, almost killed the greatest driver in F1, and then McLaren finally debuts their wing, and it's been nothing but positive effects.
Well, Ferraris hadn't had an issue with it all year either. But, I mean, theirs is developed differently than Red Bull's, but it's still the same concept.
I mean, we went into it on the last episode,
Right.
the differences in the three. And like I said then, the McLaren wing, when it comes to the start of next season, when everybody's had an off season to develop and they're going to emulate somebody's performance, you're going to see more McLaren variations than you will Red Bull or Ferrari.
I want to there's handcuffs showing. I don't know if we want that.
Oh, yeah. We can Lando
We got kitties and shit. All right, we're
I
dope.
don't think you see the kitties on camera.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
All right, so boys,
Yeah.
this is a sprint weekend.
Sprint
We
weekend.
only get 6 of these a year, or
Yep.
at least for now.
And this
Right.
is one of
This
them.
is one of those
So
sprints.
what do y'all think about, instead of doing a random position this week, we do a sprint winner?
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
Dope to me.
Okay. Justin, since the snake draft's been killing you, why don't you take it from the top?
Well, you know what? You could say that, but honestly, I had Lando winning the sprint. So,
No way.
look, because
Man, somebody get this man an orange T-shirt.
yeah,
I have one. I
know.
have multiple. if
He
you
has
like.
one.
I know your whole closet is just orange. By now, I'm sure.
Didn't
Yeah.
Megan Maroney make a song about wearing orange for somebody? I'm like, God dang, that orange is putrid.
She was wearing Tennessee orange.
That was
He wears
Tennessee
papaya
orange there, bud.
I
That's
have no
Tennessee
idea who
orange.
Megan Maroney is. Does she
She
drive that
is
one?
a country singer from America, and she sang a song about Tennessee orange football.
We're diverting. Anyway,
We're a
So
football podcast.
back
now.
to F1. So you love Lando Norris. Who's your favorite driver? You want to kiss him on the lips, and what else about him?
I didn't go that far, but look,
Lewis is jealous right now.
When we're talking about sprints, again, the qualification and your sprint is likely going to be in the rain. I understand that there's probably better intermediate tire drivers out there, but Lando has proven that in the sprints he knows how to get the points.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Who you got in the sprint, Cam?
Well, if we're expecting rain, I have none other. I'm going to steal it this time. I have none other than the Max Verstappen. But no, I just want so badly for Max to get a win somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
He's going to
It's
get his
got-
win after the Grand Prix whenever he gives the big news about his future.
Do you still think that's happening? Where
That's
he's just
gonna happen. There's
he's gonna get
no
on the
doubt in my
podium.
mind.
He's gonna hand Laurent the trophy and his 2-week notice.
I'm looking, and he may not get the trophy, but and maybe not a 2 weeks notice either.
If
but
he
he's
gives a 2-week notice, that's a
he's gonna
stand-up guy.
He's going to talk about his future after the Grand Prix. No doubt.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. And Max winning the sprint, if it's raining, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Like that's the first round draft pick you got to take. I'm gonna stick to my guns, and I'm gonna just pull it right now. Kimi Antonelli. He's just as good in the rain. The kid can do it all. There's nothing he can't do. He can start on the pole. He can start in the back. He's going to win the race. He's going to win the sprint. I mean, it's Kimi's weekend to lose, in my opinion. And unless he feels bad for his real dad and wants to let him win. But I don't think he's going to give it to Max. I think he's going to make him work for it, and Max just doesn't have the car to work for it. Kimi Antonelli, Grand Prix, sprint win, double podium this weekend. It happens.
Has he surpassed the Talib Antonelli mantra in the Dutch Grand Prix?
I mean,
It's a cool nickname.
It
is a cool nickname.
It's a smudge on his resume right now from what happened last year. So Zandvoort has to be a good result, and then maybe you can wipe it off.
George Russell. I know, but he's driving for something right now, and that's his fiance.
He wins.
Congrats, George.
Congrats, George.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say George. I left me no choice.
And while we're giving congratulations again, Nico Hulkenberg.
Happy birthday,
had a
Nico.
birthday. Yeah, so that was this week.
What's today?
Yeah, but this won't come out when it happened.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
That's fair.
on Wednesday was Nico's birthday.
August
and so
19th.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into some of our expected results and then our wild cards, our hot takes, so to speak. Who wants to take it from the top and pick hot or cold?
I say we go with cold.
All right,
First.
let's start cold.
Let's go with
Start
cold.
cold.
Let's go with cold.
What you got?
Oh, I'll start with cold. I think Aston is much more improved. The Newey, he's proven himself. He knows what he's doing.
Who?
Newey.
Okay.
Newey. Top 15 finish from my boy Fernando. And then I have another cold take.
Okay.
Juan Pablo Montoya is caught wearing a white t-shirt and neutral base colored pants.
All right, I'm sorry.
So I'll move on to my cold take, and my cold take is actually that Juan Pablo Montoya shows up wearing a shirt way too big for him.
This is the Montoya Hate podcast, by the way.
My cold take this week is that we're going to see a double podium, whether it's sprint, whether it's Grand Prix, whether it's McLaren, Mercedes. Somebody is going to have a double podium this weekend.
Okay.
And we're going to see it happen. And it's only happened twice this year. I think 3 or 4 times, because Mercedes did it twice, and then McLaren did it once. But still, we haven't seen it a bunch. As much as crazy as this year's been, we haven't seen a duplicate podium all year.
Lots of parity.
Yeah, but I will say that this weekend you're going to see one team is going to have a top 3 finish for both cars.
Awesome. Well, my cold/lukewarm take is going to be a McLaren top 6 finish. Both drivers.
Both drivers.
Yep, both drivers. I think
Grand Prix?
Grand Prix top 6 finish. Oscar and Lando both show out. I do expect one of them is going to get on the podium. I think it's inevitable at this point. So what was your cold take, Justin?
So for my cold take, I have Liam Lawson finishing behind at least one of the Alpine cars. Mainly because obviously we spoke about it earlier.
Really? Wow.
It's not the car is not built for him. With all the unpredictability for this weekend, it could become absolutely disastrous for him if they don't get the car right for him. And if I had to take a guess and be more specific, I would say that he's definitely going to finish behind Pierre Gasly. I think we're going to see Gasly do really good this weekend. And if Colapinto can pull it out as well, extra brownie points for me.
All right, so my Flamin' Hot Cheetos take is, God dang, y'all are screwing
Quit
me
doubling
up.
down, dude. Let it go.
So my Flamin' Hot Cheeto take this week is that Liam freaking Lawson just absolutely I'm losing my train of thought now. Y'all threw me off. Liam Lawson shows up, Helmut Marko, shows up Christian Horner, says, you know what, guys? Y'all were wrong about me. I'm the driver. I'm the second Red Bull seat. My dude gets a top 5 finish and says, you know what? This is my track.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Passionate fella.
And I think that would be great for all of the fans, like we were talking about earlier, in New Zealand, in Australia, who support him so strongly. I think that would kind of be their
Vindication.
moment. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that you have just as high of a chance of him sprouting wings and flying out of the track than you do of him finishing top 5. And that's
why it's a hot
not a
take.
knock on Liam. I mean, this is a stressful situation to find yourself in.
Absolutely.
To jump into somebody else's car and have to perform. And he's done it once for Danny Rick, but it wasn't near what he's expected to do now. And a top 5 is in today's car with Red Bull where they are. If Max is winning every race, if this is 2023, 100% wholeheartedly agree with you.
Right.
But Red Bull's not that team. To say a top 5 in Isack's car, he hasn't even done that, but once this year? So
Yeah.
I think that's high expectations.
No, it is. These cars are designed specifically around drivers. So the floor, the seat, everything is designed for that particular driver. So the team's going to have to make all kinds of little tweaks to the car itself so that he not only can drive it, but that he fits in it.
Yeah.
So it's driving another man's car. He's probably practiced once or twice in the RB22, but being on a new track not a new track, but being in this situation that he's not done in a new car, it would be quite a feat. But I expect him to make his absolute best effort when he has the opportunity.
He knows. He knows.
And I'll tell you this too, and maybe that's okay for him to drive another man's car in Europe, but in America, if you drive another man's car, you're going to fight that man.
Yeah, you better put the seat back. But that kind of leads into my hot take. And my hot take is Yuki Tsunoda jumping into another man's car. With what we've seen of him on track, we've talked about it all year. I'm going to call it, this will be the weekend. Poetic irony. We've said the V-carbs are going to run into each other all year. I think it's going to be Yuki that causes the V-carb collision. I think Arvid and Yuki have the V-carb crash this weekend. I think this is the weekend.
Really?
That's,
the V-carbs take themselves out.
That's not that hot. With Yuki.
But the only thing is, if Yuki is even competitive enough to be around Arvid, because Arvid's going to have pace. He's the one guy at Red Bull besides Max this week that is comfortable going into this weekend. Liam shook up. Yuki shook up. Yuki, I expect him to have pace with, again, the midfield gap. V-carb is the best midfield car. Unless Aston Martin shows
especially with
up.
not the most ideal conditions going in. One less practice, sprint race, raining. Not a good situation.
Exactly.
For a new car.
This is going to be tough. I'm sure as soon as the internal knowledge came out within Red Bull that Hadjar wasn't going to race, Yuki immediately jumped on the simulator, and I don't think he's got up from that seat since. But a simulator is still just a simulator. Once he gets in the car, it's a totally different ball game. And I think that if he does have pace, he will have pace around Arvid. and we've seen what Yuki can do with other drivers.
If you see that, if that actually happens, I can imagine the rookie will get out of his seat and beat Yuki into that IndyCar seat. That is why he's moving, because he is going to beat him into that seat.
Sorry, I'll try to pause.
Well, and to give perspective, Yuki is probably 6 inches shorter than Liam.
Small fella.
He's a little guy.
He's a little
so
fella.
They're going to have to make all kinds of adjustments to Liam's car. So
You're going to put
Yuki
that button
can
to
sit in
extend the pedals to him.
What's your hot?
Well, I just want to hit you with a fun fact. Lance Stroll raced his race after he broke his wrist. My hot take, Liam has the highest or worst finish of the year.
Okay, which would be?
He hasn't finished, his highest finish is P6. Lowest has been P14, I believe. So no in between. Highest or lowest.
Okay.
Sweet.
Other hot take, Laurent Mekies is caught tripping and falling on camera.
Breaking his wrist like he's
earlier.
And
Dude,
man,
what is it about the Dutch Grand Prix? Last year, Hadjar got his only podium and broke the trophy. Going into this weekend, he breaks his wrist.
Yeah.
On the back of his helmet, they had a broken trophy. They should have put a broken wrist.
Maybe it was a little bit of PTSD, and he's like, I can't pick up that trophy again. Wrist breaks.
Jeez.
Maybe he was practicing picking up the trophy and broke his wrist.
Could have been. Could have been. So my hot take, again, is going to go with the weather. I think that in qualification with the wet conditions, you will see one of the 7 top drivers completely wipe out.
So Liam excluded.
Yeah, no, Liam excluded. So 6, right? Of those top drivers, you'll see them wipe out in qualification, and they will start in the back half of the grid.
So one of the big 4 out in Q1.
I don't know that I'll say Q1,
You're
right?
saying just
because
a
I do
wipeout.
say, yeah, because
Okay.
because I do say
Saying some
wanna
teams got
say-
some work to do after qualifying.
yes, they will definitely. I see somebody starting in the back half of the grid. So
Okay.
back half being
That's fair.
12th or
I'm just
worse.
happy that you picked a hot take that didn't involve Red Bull, because that's all we picked was something to do with either Liam or
Yeah.
V-Carb.
Huh.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
I guess
Sorry,
is a
something
great
good.
take. But speaking of other teams besides V-Carb and Red Bull, this weekend's going to be exciting. There's a lot going on for the Grand Prix. The first race since summer breaks started and now ended. But the news that we've gotten just yesterday, or this week I should say, was first Alex Albon. And then today, Carlos Sainz with Williams. And I want to hear Justin's opinion first, because this man is the biggest James Vowles fan we've ever seen.
He's a great guy.
So tell me about how, I'm being satirical because Justin can't stand James Vowles.
satirical.
He is a great guy.
I like saying satirical, okay? But Justin doesn't like James Vowles. So let's hear how he landed that, in your opinion.
I think by now James Vowles is the world's greatest salesman.
Or he has a gun.
And that's likely possible as well.
They're
no,
European. They don't have guns.
You signed the form, Carlos.
All right, fine.
I'm sorry, I hate doing this, but you have to sign the form.
But I can only imagine that Carlos is probably thinking that his impression of Charles Leclerc is now him.
Yeah. Let's hear Carlos's, or what was that interview? Was that 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, he was doing the
I can do a Charles Leclerc impression.
Let's collectively all do it together. I am stupid.
So yeah, I think huge win for James Vowles. Obviously, it definitely going forward in development. He's got, Alex Albon. He obviously has a great driver in Carlos Sainz. But at the same time,
You can't really hate on Alex. He's never had a car.
But
he was on podium a couple years ago at Zandvoort as well.
here's kind of where my mindset is on why Carlos maybe didn't leave, right? Because we did see that Carlos's team reached out to Red Bull, right? Red Bull didn't reach out to him. They reached out to Red Bull. I think Carlos was looking for a reason to leave. Red Bull's like,
And you might be right.
they're-
Carlos
and look, and
Sainz
these
might
guys-
be washed
These
as far
guys
as
are looking for not the next Max Verstappen, right? But they're definitely not looking for Carlos Sainz, right? They're looking to replace Max Verstappen.
And we spoke on that before, and timing-wise, Carlos has been at teams that seem to be great as soon as he leaves. And that's development of the car, development of the team, but maybe it's Carlos Sainz. And maybe that other, behind closed doors, Carlos may have extended all of his reach and exhausted all of his options and had negative feedback. So maybe Williams at this point is his best option. And I can guarantee you what happened before the summer break with Oscar Piastri was not a good look.
Yeah.
So
well, and like even with the Audi situation, if he even thought about going Audi, maybe this is Audi being like, "Hey, look, we're kind of going places, and you're not. So we offered you the opportunity, and you didn't want it, and now we're going to take off without you."
Now
I think he's kind of
hair flip too good for you.
Absolutely.
We actually have a driver we're looking at. His name is Pierre Gasly. Boy, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
But with Alex signing, with Carlos signing, silly season gets a little bit narrower. It just gives me the hopium that that everybody in Italy is huffing on Ferrari. I've got the hopium for Pierre. Maybe he gets a chance because working for Flavio, it can't be a great environment. And he has so much talent. So maybe we see Pierre as the Audi seat.
Maybe. I honestly believe that Carlos was looking at this as an opportunity to just make some more money, man. I mean, were these just well-placed threats to increase his stock with Williams? Exactly. I mean, if the rumors are true that they offered him $30 million a year, that's going to put him in like the top 5.
That is a lot of money for no results.
It's exactly. It's a top contract.
You're signing him based off his name by this point.
I don't think Carlos Sainz is that kind of guy that's in this thing for the money. I mean, he's the hardest worker in the room.
No,
I think that he wants to win Grand Prix, and I think he basically told Williams, if you want me to stick around, you got to make it worth my time. If I'm gonna be a midfield car until you can figure this car out and make me competitive, you're going to pay me for it.
Yeah, but they're making a big investment into a driver where that investment can go into the car.
I'll tell you two more thoughts is that, for one, I don't want to hear Carlos Sainz. I don't want to hear Carlos Sainz complaining anymore about the team, right? You just signed for him. Stop complaining. Drive the car. Shut up and drive the car.
Exactly. Do the
same thing that they've told the other driver. Shut up and drive, okay? But also, right, if Williams was smart, they would have done what Red Bull tried to do with Max earlier this year and say, hey, we will kind of reorganize your contract to extend you, but we're taking out any exit clause, right? And if he signed that, he's got no complaining to do as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Williams, in my opinion, Carlos being the competitive nature that he has, I think that Williams must have something in their back pocket. Maybe James Vowles sold him another vial of snake oil. Or maybe, they have high expectations that we haven't seen at Williams. And James Vowles has been, to oppose what you've said before about how James Vowles is transparent and he's just basically saying, we're not good, we're going to work on it, we're not good. His confidence level in saying we're not good, maybe they have something in the chamber. Maybe there's something that we haven't seen yet out of Williams that beginning of next season, last episode we talked on the over-promise, under-deliver. Maybe he's reversed the roles completely and he's under-promising, and next year it's going to be a pleasant surprise. And maybe Carlos knows that.
Well, he better do something because, like what you just said, he has been making these promises, and even with the upgrades that they have brought, it's like completely underperforming the expectations that anybody has had for Williams.
Yeah, it's just been too little too late. And I mean, it remains to be seen. We still have a second half of the season. They've got second half. Let's go.
We're here. It's race week. It's race week.
I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna be sitting right in front of Cadillac at the end of the season.
I do agree.
Agreed.
But that's only because Aston Martin is going to take it all the way to the top. Fernando Alonso, Dutch Grand Prix champion.
You heard it here first.
For
the 15th time at this point.
There's only been 12 races, but yes.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking either. Dude.
Oh, Fernando Alonso. Anyway, guys, hope you like this episode. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Tell us how much you agree with our picks or how dumb and stupid we are. We want to hear from you, so drop a comment, let us know, and we'll get back to you. Till then, next week, we'll keep on yapping.